This is bearRimshot's speaking. Now, guess what, people? I am back from the dead! So did my ass as Uchi Guardian. So anyways, today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys what are my thoughts on E3. Now, for those who don't know what E3 is, it basically stands for Electronic Entertainment Expo. Basically what happens over there is they would announce new things regarding to the video game industry. Now the first thing that I'm definitely going to discuss in this E3 vlog will be, of course, one of my thoughts on what happened with Disney, excuse me, sorry about that, anyways, Disney Infinity 3.0. Now what can I say, people? I love Disney Infinity. It's a great game to play. So anyways, when I first heard the news that Boba Fett would be joining Disney Infinity 3.0, I was like so happy for him that he would join the lineup. However, there are some characters who I'm still waiting to see join Disney Infinity. Some Star Wars characters whom I'm still waiting to see join Disney Infinity include Mace Windu, Count Dooku, General Grievous, Jango Fett, Emperor Palpatine, the Inquisitor, and I'm also still waiting for Starkiller. And as for the Marvel characters whom I'm waiting to see, I'm definitely waiting to see X-Men, Fantastic Four, Red Skull, Abomination, Thanos, and Agent Phil Coulson to all join the lineup. Now let me explain what I mean by that. Now, if you're gonna create a crossover, if you guys gonna do something with Marvel in the world of crossover media, you're gonna have to include not just the Avengers, but also Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and also, of course, X-Men and Fantastic Four. However, if you're gonna create your own universe existing, now, if you guys are going to create your own universe where Captain America exists, you're also going to have somehow have Red Skull appear. And if you're going to do something with the Hulk, you're going to have Abomination exist at some point. And if you're going to have Guardians of the Galaxy exist, you guys are going to have Thanos in it. And also, as for what Disney characters I would love to see join Disney Infinity, now, I will say this, people. My most wanted Disney character to join Disney Infinity. Now, please don't hate me when I say this, people, but it's Jane from Return to Neverland. However, if there are any other Disney characters I'd like to see join Disney Infinity, I will say this. I would like to see Peter Pan join Disney Infinity, as well as Captain Hook. I also would love to see Belle from Being the Beast join the lineup. And I'm also waiting to see Aurora from Sleeping Beauty to join Disney Infinity, as well as Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. I'm also waiting to see, I'm also waiting to see Snow White join Disney Infinity, as well as some characters from Pinocchio, like Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket, Stromboli, and Coachman. And I'm also waiting for both Kristoff and Hans to both join the lineup. And I'm also waiting to see the rest of the Big Hero 6 team and Yokai to all join the lineup. And I'm also waiting to see Zurg, Stinky Pete, and Lotso to all join the lineup. And and also I'm also waiting for Ferb and Dr. Doofenshmirtz to both join the lineup, as well as a couple of Disney Afternoon characters. Now, I know that a lot of you people keep asking the people at Disney Interactive to include Darkwing Duck. Now, in case you guys are wondering whether or not I would ever want Darkwing Duck to join the Disney Infinity lineup, yes. Darkwing Duck is definitely up there as a part of my list of most wanted Disney characters to join Disney Infinity, alongside several other Disney Afternoon characters like Scrooge McDuck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Launchpad McQuack, Chip and Dale, Monterey Jack, Gadget, and Goliath, as well as Bonkers D. Bobcat, as well as, of course, Roger Rabbit. Now, do you guys remember those moments about how whenever I try to make up a valid point on why I would never do name changing for projects like Epic Battles. Well, I noticed that every single time whenever I try to bring up a valid point on why I would never do name changing, some of you guys like to bring up irrelevant comments that are just irrelevant to what I'm talking about. Now I know some of you would ask me about whether or not you would ever see name changing in crossovers, as well as asking me whether or not there would be any real personality characters appearing in something like Disney Infinity. Well, for the name changing in crossovers part, I will say this, people, that in crossovers you can never see name changing happen in any crossovers at all. However, there is one movie that was supposed to be a crossover, but unfortunately but then for some reason there have been name changing happening. And that film is do I need to say its name? Food Fight. Yep, that's right, people. There have been some name changes in Food Fight, and which I hate to say this, people, but Food Fight ended up being a major disaster. And whenever you guys think of Food Fight, don't think of it as a film like Citizen Kane, Pinocchio, The Secret of NIMH, The Lion King, or any of those greats. No. Whenever you hear someone mention Food Fight, think of more like films like Mars Needs Moms, or Children's Central Park, and of course, The Groovenians. And yes, people, this morning I just watched The Groovenians, and oh dear God, does the animation look terrible, do the characters look annoying, and does the story look poorly written. So anyways, in response to another question I'm sure you guys may have been asking me, about whether or not would there ever be any real personalities who would ever join Disney Infinity, well, although there aren't any that are in Disney Infinity just yet, there are some of those who can make a great appearance in Disney Infinity. But to be fair with you guys, I'm going to be reasonable in this case. Which real personalities I think can make a great appearance in Disney Infinity. Now, the first one will be, of course, Walt Disney. Now, what can I say, people? I love Disney. I mean, without the existence of Walt Disney, we wouldn't be able to get all those great... There would be no sight of Mickey Mouse, no sight of Donald Duck, no sight of Goofy, as well as no sight of any of the class 60s made. I mean, when looking at the character animation based off of the fairy tale characters Disney created, whatever Disney did, whatever they got right, when they got it right, they got it right. So, another real personality that can make a reasonable appearance in Disney Infinity would be, of course, Stan Lee. Now, if you're going to do something with Marvel in any way, regardless if it's done as a movie or as a TV show or even as a video game or anything like that, you're definitely going to have a Stan Lee cameo, because throughout the 21st, ever since when X-Men first came out back in 2000, as in the first ever X-Men movie in this case, Stan Lee has been making tons of different cameos, and not just movies based on Marvel comics, but also this includes a lot of different adaptations based on Marvel comics in general. And another real-life personality who can make a reasonable appearance in Disney Infinity would be, of course, George Lucas. I mean, without George Lucas, we wouldn't have Star Wars appearing to be existed. And I gotta say, people, that I love George Lucas as a filmmaker. I love everything he makes except for one film. There is one movie from George Lucas that I do dislike called Strange Magic. And though it would be really, really cool if I can have characters beat up not just George Lucas, but also I hate to admit this, people, but I do not mind it if Disney dare release a Disney Infinity figure based off of Jar Jar Binks. And also, another real personality who can make a reasonable appearance in Disney Infinity would be, of course, Abraham Lincoln. Well, what can I say, people, that out of all the U.S. presidents, Abraham Lincoln just gotta be my top favorite. Not just because due to the fact that he freed the slaves, but also the fact that, well, he does share the same birthday as two family members of mine. And, however, the reason why I think Abraham Lincoln can make a reasonable appearance in Disney Infinity is due to the fact that, well, he did, however, get a live-action movie done by Disney, which in this case it appeared to be made under their Touchstone Pictures branch. And what movie you guys may think I'm talking about? Let's just say it's just called Lincoln. And yes, people, for those who don't know what Lincoln is, it's basically an Abraham Lincoln movie in which it was directed by none other than Steven Spielberg. And yes, people, I'm talking about the same Steven Spielberg who also directed such beloved classic films like E.T., Jaws, Schindler's List, Hook, and the Indiana Jones movies and all that stuff. And another real-life personality who I think can make a reasonable appearance in Disney Infinity would be, of course, Anne Frank. Considering the fact that, well, like Abraham Lincoln, Anne Frank did get a live-action adaptation done at Disney, which in this case appears to be labeled under Touchstone Pictures instead of Walt Disney Pictures. Only this time, unlike Abraham Lincoln, whose Disney adaptation appears to be a live-action, full-length theatrical movie, Anne Frank, on the other hand, when she got her adaptation done at Disney, it appeared to be a two-parter TV movie. And which in this case it's called Anne Frank: The Whole Story. And another real personality who can make a reasonable appearance in Disney Infinity would be, of course, who else? Oh, right, Santa Claus. Well, at Disney, we've seen Santa Claus being used in a lot of different Disney cartoons. Plus, he even got a movie trilogy starring Tim Allen. And yes, people, I'm talking about the same Tim Allen who also voiced Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. So anyways, another personality who can make a great fit into Disney Infinity would be, of course, the characters from Pocahontas. I mean, I gotta say this, people, that Pocahontas, I will say what you guys want about Pocahontas, but this movie is based on what I would like to call a classic. In case you guys are wondering what do I think about Pocahontas 2 Journey to a New World, I enjoyed that too as well. And however, there is one last real-life personality I do not have any problems seeing come to Disney Infinity, and that one is, of course, Animat. The reason look, I know I might be cheating, considering the fact that, well, Animat is basically just a fan, right? Well, it's just that, well, every single time whenever I do go to the EDP store, for those who don't know what EDP stands for, it stands for Electric Dragon Production Store. I've been thinking over time that maybe Animat should consider releasing Disney Infinity figures based on Animat himself. And then, however, another personality who can make a reasonable appearance would be, of course, please don't get offended when I say this, but it's Adolf Hitler. Considering the fact that, well, during World War II, Disney did create some World War II cartoons that did have Hitler in it. I'm not joking, people. It's true. So anyways, when it comes to Disney Infinity 3.0, I gotta say this, people, that I'm really excited to see what D23 has got when looking at Disney Infinity. And although I did ask the Disney Infinity support team on what's the next licensed property they may tackle for the next game of Disney Infinity. Well, I did hear them say that they've been getting requests of doing a Disney Infinity game based on Nintendo, and they've been getting requests to include Nintendo and DC Comics characters. How do I feel about that? I guess you may ask me. Well, I will say this, people, that I think it'll be great to see DC Comics characters and Nintendo characters join in Disney Infinity. However, if they're going to add in Nintendo characters, they should make it available for all systems, not just on the Wii U, but also for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PC, and iOS and Android. So that way, more and more people will be willing to buy it. Because the problem with it being released only on Nintendo consoles is the fact that, well, in reality, not everyone owns a Wii U, unfortunately. Heck, I do not own a Wii U either. Whenever I play Disney Infinity at my house, I only play it on the Xbox 360. However, I also do own a PlayStation 3 as well. So anyways, well, and also, so when it comes to Disney Infinity, I gotta say there's people that I do look forward to. I do look forward to see what they've got at D23. And I almost forgot to say this, that I also would love to see Goofy join the lineup. And I also would so yeah, enough talk about Disney Infinity. Let me give you my thoughts on another game I've been anticipating. By the way, before I move on to the next game, I will say this, people, that the reason I feel that, I mean, if Disney Interactive is really going to include Nintendo characters in Disney Infinity, I want it to be available on not just on the Wii U, but also on the PlayStation, but even on non-Nintendo platforms as well, like PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. Because I seem to realize something, that not everybody seems to own a Wii U. Heck, I do not own a Wii U either. I own an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 3. However, if it did get to be, if Nintendo characters for Disney Infinity appear to be only available on the Wii U, then less and less people are going to be able to buy it. I mean, much more smart if it was made available for all systems, so that way more and more people like myself would be willing to buy it. The same would apply for Sony characters and Microsoft characters as well. So anyways, as for my thoughts on the idea of DC Comics characters in Disney Infinity, I will say it is also a great idea. However, if Disney's gonna add in DC characters in the Disney Infinity, I would like Disney to also add in characters from other properties of Warner Brothers, like Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Wizard of Oz, and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, as in the one with Gene Wilder I'm talking about. Not the one with Johnny Depp. It'll be great to see. In Disney Infinity, I'd like to be able to see not just Spider-Man meeting Batman, but also Mickey Mouse meeting Bugs Bunny and Donald Duck meeting Daffy Duck. And I also would love. So yeah, enough talk about Disney Infinity. Let's give time for me to give my thoughts on another game that I've been anticipating on that happened in E3, which in this case, it's the new and upcoming Star Wars Battlefront remake. What can I say with it, guys? I enjoyed playing Star Wars Battlefront. Ever since when I first heard the news that there's gonna be a Star Wars Battlefront 3, I've been waiting for that for a long time. However, when I first heard the news that all they're gonna focus on is nothing but the originals and no sight of elements from the prequels whatsoever, I was feeling really, really upset when whenever I first heard that there'll be no Clone Wars. When I did get to see the gameplay trailer of Star Wars Battlefront, I gotta say, people, it doesn't look as bad as how we all thought it could have been if it weren't for the Clone Wars. But in case if you guys are wondering whether or not I've played the new upcoming remake of Star Wars Battlefront, no, people, not yet. However, I'm willing to see what it's like. Although I have, however, heard really good things about it from Star Wars headquarters. Now, for those who don't know what Star Wars headquarters is, it's basically a Star Wars fan organization ran by two brothers named Robbie Thomas and Ryan Thomas. I highly recommend you guys to go check them out. The link to their YouTube page is down in the description below. You may also look them up on Facebook or on Twitter, or even go on their website. The links to Star Wars HQ is down in the description below. So anyways, yeah, I gotta say that when I've seen the gameplay trailer, it doesn't look that bad at all. Though it would have been much more nicer to the game if it were for the Clone Wars. Though I guess from what I've been hearing, it would likely appear in Star Wars Battlefront, most likely for either DLC or maybe even the sequel. So yeah, anyways, and then there was Kingdom Hearts 3 I've been anticipating about. And I gotta say this, people, that, I've been looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3 for a long time, hoping that they don't make the same mistakes as what happened with Kingdom Hearts 2. And, from what I've seen so far, it does look promising. And I think it's really cool that we would see Tangled appear in Kingdom Hearts 3. However, I'm still hoping for Jane from Return to Neverland to appear in Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, if Disney was going to bring back any of the old worlds from the previous games, like Neverland from Peter Pan or Atlantica from Little Mermaid, they're going to have to borrow elements fully from their sequels. Like, for example, if they're going to bring back Peter Pan into Kingdom Hearts 3, they have to base their story fully on Return to Neverland. In other words, not only do they have to bring back all the old characters like Peter Pan, Captain Hook, Mr. Simi the Lost Boys, and of course, TikTok the Crocodile, but also some of the new characters as well, like of course, Jane, for example. And also, if Disney was going to bring back Little Mermaid for Kingdom Hearts 3, not only do they have to bring back all the old characters like Ariel, King Triton, Sebastian and Flounder and all those guys, but also all the new characters as well, like Morgana and Melody. And also I noticed that Super Smash Bros. 4 also went to E3 this year as well, only this time it's regarding to DLC. And in case if you guys are wondering who I would like to see join Super Smash Bros., for first-party characters, I'd like to see Dixie Kong join Super Smash Bros. As well as Princess Daisy. However, I also would love to be able to see more Sonic characters appearing than just Sonic himself, and I would also love to be able to see Solid Snake return as well. Considering the fact, well, say what you guys want about Solid Snake's appearance in Super Smash Bros. 4, but I thought Solid Snake made a great appearance as a Super Smash Bros. Character. I would also love to be able to see a couple of Star Wars characters appearing, as well as Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, as well as Popeye, Snoopy, Children lineup. Now I know what you guys are all going to think right here. Why would I want these characters to join Super Smash Bros.? For all the Star Wars characters, considering the fact that it would be really cool to see them join Super Smash Bros., considering the fact that they have appeared in another Japanese fighting video game franchise, what we all know as Soul Calibur. And as for the Disney characters, mainly Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in that case, well, it's considering the fact that, well, have you guys ever played Super Smash Bros. Brawl? And also, do you even own a Nintendo Wii? Because, in the Chronicles list, in the Chronicles from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, 2 Mickey Mouse video games were listed in the Chronicles, both of which first came out on the Game & Watch, consisting of Mickey Mouse and Mickey and Donald. Not only that, but also a mentioning of a Popeye video game. A Popeye video game was also mentioned in the Chronicles in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, as well as a Snoopy video game. All of which all came out for the Game & Watch. And and also I did also hear that Microsoft would create a game called Rare Replay, where basically they would bring back a lot of the Rare Limited classic games. How do I feel about Rare Replay? Well, let's just say I've got mixed feelings about it. Although it's cool that they would bring back games like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, and Conker's Bad Fur Day and all those games. The sad part is that they're not going to bring back any of the licensed games like GoldenEye, the Donkey Kong Country Trilogy, Diddy Kong Racing, nor basically just any of those games. And I think it's also cool that we would get a Street Fighter V, and I think it's also nice to see another South Park video game coming out soon. And yeah, it's about it that I have to say. Hope you guys have a great summer, and until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow.